Well, I watched that fucking show you asked me to watch.
Yes, I literally begged you to watch Jupiter's Legacy on Netflix.
I, you know what? I gotta give it to Netflix. I was like, even when something that's like, cause I was like, this is, I don't know, B level. Like it's not fucking House of Cards. You know what I mean? Like it's not Breaking Bad. It's nothing like that.
Yeah.
But they do a perfect job of like writing a great cliffhanger
Yeah.
at the end of every episode. Like it could be like some bullshit where I'm like, man, fuck this, or like I'm annoyed, or I just don't think it's that like like interesting. And then at the end, it'll always be like, and guess what? This dude is gay or some shit like that. And I'm like, I have to know
I have to
why
know
he's
how gay is
yeah,
he?
exactly. And I was like, damn, they keep it's like a fuck. I forget what movie is that from with Al Pacino. Where he's
Scarface.
no, where he's like the I'm trying to get out. They keep pulling me back in, or
Oh,
something
yeah.
like that. It's some quote like that.
Yeah, every
But,
time I take him out.
yeah,
Yeah.
they keep pulling me back in.
Yeah.
I don't. I enjoyed it, like, cause
I think overall it's a 7 if I had to give it a number.
yeah,
It's good. And it has potential. Like I think it has potential. I think they were just like, all right, we're guaranteed season 2, so like, and it's one of their biggest shows right now in multiple countries. So it's we're getting to season 2, and I think they kind of knew that.
yeah.
So I think they were just like, all right, we'll lay the groundwork with like kind of like what Mandalorian did, where they kind of like trotted around for a whole season because they were guaranteed a second season. They were like, all right, we'll take our time and do whatever we want, and people are gonna watch it.
Well, not to sound sacrilegious, but I actually liked it better than the first season of The Mandalorian because I just like serialized content. I don't like. I mean, I enjoy like Law and Order and stuff, but it's not gonna keep me like I'm not gonna. It's not gonna keep me that interested.
Yeah.
And yeah, because this show has a lot of like good things going for it, like in the sense of like the overall like story is pretty interesting. The characters actually I think are pretty well like developed.
Yeah.
There's a few shitty lines every once in a while, and
The world building's good.
yeah, like it's an interesting twist on like superheroes, like especially because everybody always like there's very little I don't know what you would call like object like permanence in like comic books. I don't know if that's even the right term, but it sounds right in my head. I have no idea what the fuck it means actually. But like basically like, Spider-Man's always 15.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. And like this is like I like when they actually like no, this fool's like 90, he was coming up in the 20s or whatever, and like you actually get like a sense that time is passing and things are changing, and they keep saying that like the villains are not playing by the same rules.
Yeah.
They're like, cause they're killing us and shit. And I'm like, well, yeah. But I kept thinking of like first of all, the Utopian is fucking based as fuck.
He's such a good character.
Yeah.
One of my favorite like new like superheroes. So good. This is what we're talking about. The kids are kind of annoying, but what's his? I can't remember his wife, but I think Brainwave, Utopian,
Yeah.
and they're really legitimately good characters, and it's because like you kind of see this in every review. Everyone's like, yeah, the best part of the show is like the flashback stuff.
Yeah, it sucks because like I don't want to say the wife is kind of useless because she does seem to give she questions like Utopian, and she does like
Yeah, because she kills that person in the
the Puerto Rican dude.
Yeah, because she's like
She's white.
yeah.
No, but she kills that flaming fool.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, I don't know, maybe she doesn't have enough screen time, you know what I mean, or something like that. Like, because here's the thing, I thought the daughter had way too much screen time. I'm like, I don't give a single fuck about her story. She's just fucking annoying. She's a fucking bitch for no reason. Like, she keeps complaining about it. Like, it reminded me of like watching Gossip Girl, where like they're like, I mean, because it's about like rich people problems, and it's voyeuristic, but you can't really relate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't really relate at all. Like, you only like in Gossip Girl, unless you're a psychopath, you only relate to, or a woman, I guess. You only relate to Dan, who's like the peasant in the group, And this is like what that felt like. I'm just listening to some rich Upper East Side like woman keep complaining that I guess her dad was too stern. I'm like, he Utopian didn't hit her. You know what I mean? The Utopian didn't like fucking like.
He seems like he was a good dad.
He was just like a regular. He's not, dude.
He was a strict conservative parent. That's
No,
what
but
he was.
but he's like cracking jokes about like her posting nude on like pictures. I'm like, you have an idea like how chill a dad that is, that he's like cracking jokes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, he's not making fun of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or like, I mean, he's not making fun of the daughter. Like, he's just trying to find like some common ground. And I love that speech where she's like, everything that you do like feels like an attack on me. And I'm like, this is exactly what a narcissist, like psychopath like sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Like, I don't know if is the show trying to make us like her, because
I
hate
think
her.
so.
Yeah, right. She's on a villain route, right? Like,
I think she is on a bit of a villain route because she's connected with that one dude who's kind of a villainish.
But he's actually interesting.
He is interesting.
Yeah, he's actually
and I like his little gadget thing. I like that he murders the guy's like, take it to the boss man's heart. It goes back to the boss. Like, oh, it's kind of cool.
That was kind of confusing though to me, because I was like, because he made it seem like he was very, how to explain? Like, he seemed like he was actually like in peril when he was trying to like steal that thing. And then it turns out that fucking magic dildo he has is like insanely powerful. So I'm like, well, why didn't you just?
I think he was
kill
trying to
everybody
play
on the thing or whatever, you know.
I think he was waiting for something. I'm not completely sure. I think we're gonna get it revealed later on.
I hope so.
I like his dad, the dude, the blonde like Batman type dude, Sky Fox or whatever.
Yeah, he is a pretty like they're all pretty good fucking characters. Like, yeah. And I mean, I do think it suffers a little bit from the Netflix syndrome of like, let's just hire a bunch of models.
What's funny is like the dude that plays Sky Fox, he's a voice actor. He's known for voicing Anakin in the animated Clone Wars show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I've never.
He reminded me of Ben. You know
who?
Skatone. Who?
Oh my god!
Right? Like he kind of reminded me.
Yes.
Of him. Yeah.
What's funny is because when you said that, it made me think of my friend Ben, who runs the YouTube channel with me, who I think looks like, because he's like a tall blonde dude.
Well, this fool's not tall. You could tell he's a manlet, but maybe that's why he's a voice actor. They had to get him a fucking Apple
white
box.
blonde dude.
Yeah.
But
he was like Ozymandias, basically. That's
what
he reminded me of.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's just it's a show that has a lot of like complexities, and I think it's taking time to like sort them out, and it's just the issue is it doesn't evenly distribute everything, because like the makeup or whatever and the effects on that alien villain dude look great. He looks incredible, and the makeup on Josh Duhamel and Leslie Bibb is terrible,
especially on her, because I actually thought that she looked younger as a fucking old lady with like long hair.
I was telling my friend, I was like,
the lesbian haircut.
I was like, she's supposed to be like a grandma, and I think she's like hotter than the daughter.
Exactly,
like,
right?
She's supposed to be a grandma. She's supposed to be like 90.
Yeah, exactly. She's fucking beautiful, but that's the thing. Like, I feel like because the 1920 shit, feels like pretty fucking like
high budget.
Yeah, like AAA, like production.
Yeah, that's where all the money went. Like that stuff on the boat looks really good.
I can't, like, I was thinking about, I was like, dude, what a fucking nightmare for like the people who are budgeting. Or like, you want to do a half period piece and a half fucking superhero show? What are you out of your fucking mind? Yeah, and you could tell, like, I don't know if it's a question of money, you know, or effort, or not effort, but like money or like resource or whatever, right? But there's definitely a difference, because I don't know, you kept saying that the fight scenes were cool, and I thought they all sucked ass. Like, I thought they all looked like shit.
I thought there were a couple cool ones. I thought
only the one with the swords.
The sword fight was great.
Yeah, but that's because that's like a Daredevil type of.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I know it was an expensive stuff.
Yeah.
I thought the first major fight where all the superheroes were fighting the robot alien dude was cool.
No, I thought it looked like shit too. You're talking about when they
When they
the
punched
fool
his
gets
head
smirked,
off,
right? Yeah,
when he
yeah.
punched the head off,
No,
I thought
when
that
he-
one looked pretty cool.
When he fucking splatters the dude, the flamethrower fool, and he
Yeah.
just fucking turns him into a fart.
Yeah, I he murdered a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of superheroes. I like the superhero dynamic too, but I kind of want to get, because I don't really get how it works. It's like it looks like there were no superheroes, and then Duhamel and his crew went to the island,
Yeah.
and they were the first superheroes. And now you flash forward like 80, 90
And now
years.
there's a bunch of people with powers.
And there's like
right?
hundreds of them. I'm like,
Yeah.
so where do all these other ones come from? And I'm guessing season 2 will explain it. I'm like, are they all just like the kids of superheroes?
Yeah, what
or,
happened
like,
to
their grandkids?
to the gay fool as well? Like,
Yeah.
because he had the dildo first, the magic dildo. It shows
Yes.
it in the thing. He's like, why do you get this?
Yeah, it's
I
like,
thought it
it's
was
a
hilarious.
teleporting
It's like, we all get like powers and capes, and you get this thing. And he's like, you don't want to know why I got this thing, brother. He just like holds it in his hand. Well, let's tell the audience what we're saying. He has a stick
Yeah.
that basically can like teleport him anywhere,
Yeah.
but the stick itself can also teleport anywhere.
yeah.
so, like-
Whoever owns it, it will go anywhere the owner tells it to go, and it will take anything it's in contact with it.
Yeah.
So like a
exactly.
guy tries to take it from him, and he's like shark infested waters, and it teleports the dude to shark infested
Wait.
waters. Then he's like, all right, come back to me, and it comes
was
back.
such a fucking 1950s fucking thing to say, like shark infested waters. I'm like, what, bro?
I love that. That's
Should
kind
have
of
said it like, I don't know, the sky.
the
Or
sky.
anything like it's shark infested waters. He's like fucking a crocodile filled swamp. Like, what? But yeah, like I imagine that the OG fool would just be like, in my ass, ooh, out of my ass, ooh, in my ass, ooh. I'm just speculating here. Maybe it'll be covered in season 2.
I'm not a
Yeah,
scientist.
exactly. Yeah, I'm not a writer. But fuck, what was I gonna say? Yeah, like the fight scenes. I thought I was like, they clearly don't have the money like to do this like properly because their powers are fucking expensive.
Yeah.
They don't have again like Daredevil level like powers. Like they have invincible
Yeah.
level powers where they have to fly like super, like they fly like super quick. They all have super strength. And I was just like, I don't know. I mean, they did the best that they could, I think, but like I just really thought they didn't look good. Honestly, I didn't like the costumes either. I think they looked
What? I love the costumes.
Nah, I thought they looked cheap. To be
I
honest.
love Utopian's costume. I really like the psychic ninja girl. I love her suit.
Well, she looks good. She does look good. She's probably the best looking.
I don't know. I really love Utopians. Except for the wig and the old man makeup looks abysmal.
Yeah, well, and also I gotta say that this might be this dude's best role that I've ever seen him, because I always thought that he was like not that he was a bad
Underutilized.
actor, but that he was like, you know, the dude from The Dark Knight that says like, do you have any idea who you're stealing from?
Yeah, William Fichtner.
Yes, like that type of actor. Because I don't think I've ever seen him in a leading role.
No,
but
just the closest he was like
he was in Transformers.
yeah,
too,
I
right?
was saying he was
a
the
fucking
military
soldier,
dude in
yeah.
the Transformers movies. He was in like the first 3.
But holy fuck, dude! Like I was actually like, man, like if only the writing was a little bit better, he could have gotten like some Emmy nomination or some, or like the makeup is, because he kills it in his fucking role. Like
does.
he's so good. He has because he has to have a lot of range, because he goes from being fucking like, you know, like a 1920s
Yeah, the businessman.
yeah capitalist,
like the optimist.
then he's like insane.
Yeah,
And now he's like a
the stoic like old guy. Yeah,
stoic superhero, like who's bitter. Like he
yeah.
goes through a lot of things.
He has so much range in that role,
Yeah.
and that's the thing I want to talk about, because the reason I recommended you this show is like the show's like having like kind of a political undertone conversation,
Yeah.
and it's actually like nuanced. And you're like, I don't believe you, like, but it is like the main character is like a genuine like old school American capitalist conservative guy, and he's not presented as evil in any way. Like they actually show that he's like a genuinely like really good person. Like he actually just genuinely, like when the factory gets shut down in the flashback, like he actually like cares about these people's jobs. Like he cares about everybody.
Yeah, and he's also religious too, which
Yeah.
you don't usually get to see portrayed in like a good light.
Yeah, he's like what
Yeah.
you would expect out of like this like cultural shift we're having, like he kind of is like, this would be the bad guy, but like he's like a genuinely like the only like purely good person in the show.
He's what Republicans think that fucking Ronald Reagan is, basically, instead of the fucking instead of the crack genocide that he fucking created. But yeah, like I thought that it was cool, like how they explored like all these political stuff without going through what I guess is now could even be considered a cliche or like a trope, which is like the woke trope, where you just keep making the same points over and over again.
Yeah.
Like this actually felt fresh.
Yeah.
Which I actually was like, I didn't even think it was possible, to be honest. Like I thought, to me, like I kept thinking like the next like freshest like thing, or like the next thing is basically to be like apolitical, or like to be so that's not noticed. But I was like, oh, these writers actually found another way to keep again, to have a political like undertone like through the characters, but it's not the same woke trope that like a bunch of other shows have.
Yeah.
Netflix,
that's why I'm like,
has some balls for doing this. Just wait for the Tumblr the fake Tumblr nerds to notice this shit.
They're not, like we were talking about, they're not gonna realize because the show never tells them that he's bad, so their brain's never gonna click and go, oh, this guy's a conservative white Christian capitalist. Yeah, I should hate this guy. The show doesn't have him ripping babies in half, so they're not gonna realize it.
That he's evil.
Like, if you're not like draped in the American flag, like stabbing babies in the eyes with a pin, like these people aren't gonna realize, and they're gonna be like, oh, look at this subtle. the Tumblr crowd will be like, dude, I picked up on the undertones.
Because I was gonna say, like, there is a line there where I'm like, if some fucking purple haired woman listens to this, she might get triggered. Which was, he says like, the what's her name, Grace.
Yeah.
Right? The wife, she's like, when they're in the 20s, she's like, oh, fucking this and that, some fucking communist bullshit. And then he's like, capitalism built all this shit. Like, you fucking Marxists, like, you don't know what's up. And I was like, damn, he actually legit, he like name dropped fucking Marx.
Yeah, I love that part. He was like,
which I was like, interesting. Everybody wants to blow the stupid old man now.
That's why I don't want to say the writing on the show is bad, because it manages to pull that off like so well.
No, it's just the details. It's some of the dialogue.
Yeah.
Like, and also like, honestly, my main issue is just the daughter storyline, because I don't understand what the purpose of her character is. Because like, even if it's a villain like origin story, again, the dude that she's banging, the fucking
is more interesting.
Is exactly, because he's also like on the same path, but he's actually like, his reasons for doing things are very well established and explored.
Yeah.
While hers are just retarded, basically.
I'm angry that my dad wants to give me attention once a year.
Yeah, exactly. Like, when my dad doesn't want me like doing like Playboy because I have these powers, and it's like, by the time the show starts, he has pretty much given up on her. So I don't understand what the complaint is. You know what I mean? Like, he's not on her ass like he's on what's the kid's name? What's his fucking name? The son, whatever.
I don't know. I don't remember.
But he's on his ass, and he's actually like kind of a dick to him.
Yeah.
Like, he's definitely like a little like unreasonable with him, but he has pretty much given up on the daughter, or like not given up on her, but given up on trying to make her anything that she's not, and she's still fucking acting like a bitch.
Yeah. And the son like isn't. He is actually having like a more reasonable like reaction and arc out of it.
Yeah, because it's just that like her way of being is not justified while his is. Like, him being like, like conflicted and all this shit, like it's pretty like well explained why, or like you can see why. Yeah, because
it makes sense. Like, he's like, I had to kill this guy to save my family, and like whatever of my friends. And he didn't even kill the guy. He killed a robot.
Yeah, he killed like a clone or something.
Yeah, it was like a robot clone, and then he's like, and now like they hate me for this. He's like, I just did what I had to do.
Yeah, and the mom went fucking cowabunga on the fucking on the flaming dude. She's like, yeah. I mean, that shit, like, I love that scene. Again, I thought the dialogue was like super forced. I'm like, we get the point. Like, we get the point that this character dying for the utopians' ideals is meant to like show, obviously that like that his ideals have a pretty high price to pay as well.
Yep.
We don't need her to say, "Oh, well, at least I didn't break the code that does not allow me to kill people, so therefore now I'm dead." It's like it doesn't need to be like, we get it.
We understand.
we understand. We're following the show.
Yeah.
But
that's just one of the things I love like so much about it is like I was saying, like Utopia is shown to be a good guy, but the show also shows that he's not like 100% right. Like he is right on the one half where he's like, we can't lead, we can't kill them, we can't like, we have to be with them. Yeah. He's right, but he's also he also needs to see that like the world is changing a bit. Like he's right, like they can't do this stuff, but at the same time, like they also do need to adapt a little bit. And he's just like on this other side where it's like he is getting people killed because he won't move on. But like the thing he doesn't want to move, it's for good reasons. Like he is right in a certain way, like
and
to a certain degree.
I love that they bring up this argument, or maybe like they're talking on TV, or I forget where it was, where like they bring up this argument of like the cops are allowed to kill.
Yeah.
Like if it saves, like if like they're basically saying like the cops are allowed to kill, like they're legally.
Yeah.
If it's if you're saving other people, or like if it's in self-defense or something like that. And like he kind of goes like, yeah, but I could like level a fucking like city.
Yeah,
with, like,
it's like I've always felt the rule for Superman is like I'm okay with Superman killing like aliens and whatever.
Yeah.
But Superman should never kill like a person, like a normal human, because he's Superman. There's always a reason a way to not kill someone. But like that's what I mean. Like with like these people, I'm like, I get the Utopian doesn't want to kill like people, but I'm like, there are giant things that can like crush entire cities, bro. Like maybe you should
yeah, and I don't understand like what's this motherfucker's name? The one in prison?
Black Star.
Oh, Black Star, right? Like is he human? No, right?
He says he's some kind of alien or something,
or some shit like that,
or like some kind of evolved like mutant human or something. He makes me think of the Mauler. He's like a live action version of the Mauler twins from Invincible.
yeah. Like I was like, yeah, because I was tripping on that too. I was like, it just it feels like it feels like it's a good like ideological battle like that the superheroes are having with like each other, like, and it's actually pretty nuanced because you can see both of their sides pretty clearly. Like it reminded me of Civil War, because Civil War has the same thing where you can see both their sides pretty clearly.
The only Civil War does have that. The only detractor is that you kind of lose focus of that when the movie becomes it's about like Bucky, and now like there's a clear right and wrong in that. Like it loses focus on the Accords. Like that takes like the back seat. This Jupiter's Legacy is like what like everyone says BVS is. I'm like, this is like complex and like their actual morals, and like I'm sitting here and I'm like, who's right and who's wrong? Like BVS is like not it.
Because I see the Utopians like point, because I do agree that like like I said, like when things are getting like the hardest is usually when you should be sticking to your ideals the closest, because like his son like ultimately like understands that, he ultimately gets why he does what he does. But I also think to myself of like, but again, he was put in that position where Black Star has like his son, and like he literally has to choose between killing Black Star and saving his son, or letting Black Star kill his son.
Mm-hmm.
And his son is like, bro, you're about to let me fucking like die. Like he's like, like, is there any limit to your code, basically? Because like not even to save your own family. And then that fool's like, okay, but like if I wouldn't do it for a stranger, like he struggles with, like, he's too idealistic, basically.
But that's like such a cool like perspective on it too. He's like, if I wouldn't do it for like some random person, like it's wrong if I would make the exception for you. Like that's like it's such an interesting character.
I'm looking forward to next season. There were a bunch of shit that I didn't like get. Like one of the things was like I told you about I don't know his name, but the fool with the flying dildo, like when he like out of nowhere he was like, oh, actually this shit's sick as fuck. And then I didn't understand at all what happened with Brainwave going inside Black's. Like, why did he fake fight Skyfox? And then it turns out that he's a real villain, and Skyfox I guess he's not even back.
I don't even know.
I don't understand. Or was it that like he trapped Skyfox inside of Black Star's head, and then he went in to like kill him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was not clear at all like why that scene took place, because like, you know, we've seen movies where they have fake outs and stuff like that, but usually like
Yeah, you understand
like what the fake out is. Like if it's, you know, a literal, like, not a literal, sorry, if it's a plot device, or like if it's like a fourth wall breaking kind of thing, or if it's
Yeah.
actually like inside the movie, like that this thing is happening.
Yeah.
And I was fucking confused. I was like, I don't fucking get it. And it kind of like made the twist feel shitty to me because I didn't get that part, you know?
Yeah. I kind of want to go back and rewatch it. Maybe like the last few episodes to kind of try to
nerd.
piece that's. You know, like, I don't get it. I'm like, yeah, I don't get it either. Maybe I should go back and like, you nerd.
Yeah, I'm gonna just read it. I'm gonna just Google that shit.
Yeah,
Be
go
like,
Google it.
yeah,
Look
why
up
does
the Jupiter's
Brainwave-
Legacy wiki.
Why does he kill his hot daughter?
Why is Brainwave so cool?
Yeah, why do they all have mixed race kids except the Utopian? Because he's like, listen, my name is a Utopian for a reason. Race mixing goes against the code. Yeah, I thought that was I mean, I don't know what race Skyfox kid is, but definitely not a blue.
Yeah, he's
blonde
definitely
man.
not blue and blonde hair.
Brainwave has a fucking hot Japanese daughter that he fucking kills. I was like, you son of a bitch, she's like the coolest character. You fucking cunt. You fucking asshole. I wasn't even like tripping at the fact that he killed his own daughter. I was like, no, like I wish he would have had like more fight scenes and stuff, you know, because she was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn it. And I always like fight scenes that involve the Yakuza. The Yakuza.
Dude, I love that fight scene in Endgame with the Yakuza.
Oh, with
with Hawkeye?
Yeah, Hawkeye.
That was a cool one.
I just realized that Hawkeye is really close to Hawkeye.
Yes.
Yeah, can't be a coincidence.
Can't be a coincidence. It's not. He is a hot guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to read the comic now because I'm invested in the show.
Yeah, man. I'm
Yeah.
struggling with that and Invincible, where it's like, oh, I want to read the comic, but it's like,
No, again, like I just won't, just because I'm in, and also like I read a lot of the comics, so I know a lot of shit that's gonna happen. But I'm hoping that by like season 4, I
You'll
won't
be
know
ahead.
anything, or season 3 maybe.
yeah.
The show's going pretty quick.
Yeah, it is blasting through quite a bit apparently, but again, I wouldn't know. But apparently, I didn't know. Omni-Man's literally just like the first villain, right? And it's just the first arc.
No,
What do you mean?
no, it's not.
Is it throughout the whole thing?
No, he's the last. That does come out pretty late.
The Omni-Man thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I could have sworn that I heard it was early on.
No, the comic goes. It has this kind of the same arc where like they're just kind of fighting other like.
Yeah, or is he like the first major villain? Is what I mean.
No,
Right.
because you have the gangster fool with the skin, the rock
Mahershala
skin,
Ali's character.
and you also like, but there's a scene that I wish they would have kept where like there's the first villain that Invincible fights, like an actual like super villain with a name, is some fool that's a teacher in his school, and like him and like Adam Eve, they go like stop him, and he's like Eve, like Mark, and she's like, well, how do you know who I am? And she's like, bitch, you're not wearing a mask. Like the villain tells her that. That was hilarious. They didn't include that in the show. I thought it was so funny.
Yeah, I've always thought that it was fun. Like her costume, she doesn't wear a mask or nothing. I was like,
Yeah.
your face is just out.
Yeah, and she's like hot as fuck. So I assume that everybody would recognize. Like, imagine like, oh, there's just fucking some girl that looks like Adriana Lima, like flying around. Like, yo, is that the same woman, dude? Like 5 women look like that in the entire world. I think you would fucking recognize her.
Yes,
Same with Henry Cavill.
Me and you would go unnoticed.
Yes, exactly. They would confuse us. They would confuse the two of us.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this? Yeah, I don't.
Short Hispanic men.
Yeah, exactly.
You're all the same to me.
Did you see that I put Latinx with 3 X's?
Yeah, so my friends messaged me about
They're
that.
like, is this porn? You wish, fool.
Yeah, I've gotten DMs about it. Don't worry.
I asked my friend to see if she would promote it, and she circled the 3 X's Latinx. They just put like a question, like
Like, don't worry about it.
She said, what? It was just like, just trust me.
Just
And I just said,
I hate you.
hell yeah, we got sound effects now.
Yeah, it's called holding up the Fortnite song to your mic.
Fuck yeah.
High budget stuff.
Dude, I have like my most of my social media, like I've been tailoring to basically like avoid all like news and politics. Like if something big happens, like the fucking, extreme Rocket League game that Israel and Palestine are playing right now, I'll find out. You know what I mean? But like I'll like, dude, my Reddit page, like I basically subscribe to like to a bunch of subreddits that are like just videos of people getting their ass kicked or like breaking their necks or some shit, and like MMA news. That's it. And then I have the entertainment one, but the entertainment one's kind of annoying because like,
it always
I
ends
thought
up being about politics.
was because I thought it would be like gossip, like like Amber Heard took a shit on Johnny Depp's like fucking watch made of foreskin or whatever. But then it's always like it's like bullshit like Pedro Pascal just put his pronouns on his Twitter.
Yeah.
And it's like we know he's a dude. The pronouns thing is for people whose pronouns are not obvious. I'm not for fucking Jason Momoa.
I'm upset. I'm upset because I tried to put money-minded as my pronouns.
Oh,
would not let me.
No, I tried to put spick and it wouldn't let me.
Yeah, it has to be from a pre. If you know what, if you can't put whatever you want as the pronouns, don't even bother.
Transphobic or
yeah,
some shit.
Transphobic.
Some word like that. Something phobic.
It's phobic of my money-mindedness.
Exactly.
It's also racist because they won't let me be Jewish.
Yeah. Penny-minded.
Penny-minded.
Oh yeah, dude. And okay, so anyways, like, so you like the app has like these two where it's just says like home and it's just the subreddits that you follow. And then if you swipe right, it says popular, and it's like the actual like like main page.
Yeah.
That everybody checks out, and like, dude, every fucking time that I see it, it's always some shit that upsets me. Like always, like, cause the top story is always like, Donald Trump farted in the White House and didn't tell any, or like he blamed it on Pelosi or some bullshit. And the comments are like, this is disgusting. Him and his entire family should be executed, like on CNN or some shit. And I saw this one that said like Joe Rogan claims that like white men are being silenced. And I was like, dude, I watched that fucking podcast. First of all, it's a podcast with Dave Chappelle. If Joe Rogan had said something like that, you don't think Dave Chappelle would have fucking called him out on it? You know what I mean? Like if it was something like that, like insane, like, because it was basically like making it seem like he was complaining that he was being silenced because he's white, right? Like headline. And I'm like, dude, I watched that fucking podcast, and like the full quote is basically like, it's something that is super obvious where he was just saying like, like whatever you want to call it, like this like, shitty cunty culture is like, you can never be like good enough. So it's like, why do you keep giving in? Because otherwise they're gonna turn on you anyways. Because again, you can't be ever good enough, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, he said like, you're just like, he's like, it's probably gonna just end up with white men like being silenced. But he said that with like, obviously some sort of like, like kind of joking, like saying like, oh, like this is where it's gonna end up. And then like I saw a bunch of comments that said like, the fucking, this is a slippery slope fallacy. And like, can I say something about the slippery slope fallacy?
I hate people bringing that up.
Dude, that's not a fucking end to an argument. All these fucking like logic things that you learn in class, they're for retarded people.
Yeah.
So that they can understand like basic like logical arguments. They're not meant to be like end all to be all to logic.
Yeah.
Because you like ad hominem too is like, oh, you're just attacking the person, not the argument. I'm like, dude, okay, so like, if like, let's put it this way, like who the fuck used to be the head of the EPA? It was a fucking CEO of an oil company.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, if you're attacking his character, but he's like saying like, okay, motherfucker, you shouldn't be fucking head of the EPA when you have a vested interest in, taking away every environmental law. But then, you have these fucking cucks just rush to be like, oh, this is a fucking fallacy. You're taking ad hominem, There's like the slippery slope thing with this. And I'm like, dude, everything in life is a slippery slope. What are you talking about? Literally everything is, even the good things are slippery slopes.
Yeah, I hate that one so
society
much.
Works
because it's so vague. Every time you're like, oh, this is leading to this or could lead to this. That's a slippery slope. I'm like, yeah, that's what I said.
Exactly.
Like, you idiot. Thank you for explaining.
It's good to worry about things before they happen. That's the whole fucking point of having a brain and like trying to figure out where shit's gonna go from there.
Yeah.
Like it pissed me off. Fucking, I'm never every time I check the main page, I'm like, why did I do that? I'm like, because I try to make my social media to the point where I'm never upset I see anything. I've muted like every single time I see somebody, like, except for like very close friends.
Yeah.
If they post some infographic, I mute them immediately. I'm like, you don't care.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You saw the BLM protests last year and you got inspired to start sharing shit on Instagram. Like, congratulations, you finally noticed that other people exist in the world besides you. But like, shut up.
I don't worry, Miguel. I still only post about myself.
No, and like again, if they're very close friends, it's like, I get it, whatever. But like basically like this fucking like Reddit thing, like, it just like my I have a friend who was telling me his dad was watching Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
And in the Fox News thing, they were saying like Dave Chappelle calls out like Elon Musk or whatever. And he was telling me the same story of like how he watched like that segment on Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like the same where like he's like, I watched that podcast, and he's like, they're trying to come up with like this narrative like from a 20-second clip.
Yeah.
When the podcast is fucking 3 hours long.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have to say this. If you're still watching CNN, if you're still watching MSNBC, if you're still watching Fox News, kill yourself. You're a fucking retard if you're watching those things. You can watch them for entertainment value. I do understand that. I do, like, listen, I want to fuck Chris Cuomo too. I get it. But like, whoever's watching this and still taking it like serious, like, yeah, like, listen, it's not like fake news in the sense that they're just making shit up, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's just very, very partisan news.
Yeah,
it's literally just trying to rile you up.
Exactly.
It's news that exists. It's not even news. They're just picking things out of existence and packaging them in a way that'll rile
they'll get clicks.
You up. Yeah.
And views. Yeah. And
like,
that's why they all suck fucking daddy Cheeto dicks, because they were like, this motherfucker is a ratings machine.
He is a rating machine.
He's the most famous person that's ever existed.
Probably. Yeah.
Obviously, like, the fact that social media and TV exists and all that plays a part in it. But I'm talking about like in the modern era, since smartphones have existed, he's the most famous person that's ever lived. Yeah. And that's their fault.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that shit pissed me off. And we were we were looking at the fucking Prince Harry quote.
Oh yeah, this
First
ties
Amendment
into that.
Bonkers.
This First Amendment,
and it's, of course,
I get it, but it's quite a bit bonkers.
Bonkers
on a cheese.
Yeah, my uncle is a kitty diddler. Yeah, and
the walking corpse has finally died. Eh? It's quite sad, isn't it?
My family hates nignogs. That's the
My
N-word.
wife
That's
is
the
half
N-word
black.
in England, which you gotta admit sounds hilarious in America.
That's actually
that is the N-word.
Nignog?
Yeah, no, I mean, because the N-word here, like, you can say whatever you want about, free speech or whatever. You gotta admit that just phonetically, it sounds pretty fucking rough.
Yeah,
you know what I mean when you say it. But nignog just sounds fucking. I
should not say it again. Yeah, now I said it. Great, we're gonna cancel in England.
It's over. Oh no, we're not gonna make it. To the BBC.
Sounds like an elf from.
Right.
It sounds like one of Santa's
It sounds
elves,
like a
bro.
Christmas. It sounds like a Christmas drink. It's such a stupid fucking word. Like these British fucks, they can't make anything sound menacing at all.
No,
it's
they have the worst rap.
Yeah,
it's so bad. Like Idris Elba raps of like, "Shut up, Idris Elba."
Like Drake had a bunch of British rappers on that one album, and I'm like, dude, their accent fucking blows,
dude. Oh my, the Pop Smoke album, bro. The best song. Oh no, not the Pop Smoke album. Stupid me. The new Kid Cudi one with Pop Smoke and that British rapper Skepta. I was like, bro, this dude is just like, I actually like about that song. But like, a part of me is like, I'm trying not to laugh
It just I can't divorce myself from always thinking about the man's not hot meme.
Yeah.
Like it just sounds everything just sounds like that.
Big
Dude.
man Shaq, you've ruined
Yeah.
rap for the British people.
Exactly. Man's not hot. Like I just hear that every time any British rapper raps.
Well,
it just sounds like that.
British doesn't sound like the tough unless you're like the dudes from Peaky Blinders. Your British accent isn't going to be intimidating at all.
Yeah.
Unless you're like Tom Hardy, because most of you guys just sound like Benedict Cumberbatch, and that dude sounds like someone who rubs lotion on sleeping women after he breaks into their house, not like someone who is gonna hurt me.
Yeah, it just sounds like James Bond.
Yeah.
It sound like I think it's American media has like conditioned you to think of British people as either like smooth
Or James
heroes
Oliver.
and villains, yeah, or pedophiles. Like that's it. Like but
Or
none of-
John Oliver, sorry.
John Oliver, yeah. I stopped
Pedoph-
watching him too. I can't take it anymore.
Good idea. He's funny on Community and nothing else.
No, he got lost in the sauce. I could just tell.
He did it. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
He's so good on Community though. He was great.
Yeah, he
Go back to acting, dude.
Yeah, he plays the drunk English teacher
Yeah.
back when he had a sense of humor.
Yes.
There was have you ever seen that video of him confronting Dustin Hoffman
No.
about the allegations?
No.
And Dustin says like, well, you gotta understand things were like, a little different in the 60s. And John goes like, oh, Dustin, no, Dustin, no. And I'm like, yeah, Dustin, don't say that. But also like, like, why are you like doing this? Like you're trying to gain like why you confront like because they were making like a Q&A like after like this movie. And I'm like, listen, there's a time and a place, motherfucker. Like, I don't know if this is exactly like the correct place for you to like ask him about his allegations.
What was the allegations?
I don't think. Here's what I would say. I think like he groped some woman or something. It wasn't like.
Wait, tell me the dude groped someone 60 years ago?
Not even. I guess maybe 60 years ago, but. I don't I don't buy his excuse. I was just more angry of the thing of like, listen, if John Oliver had some allegations, he would not like it if somebody did that to him. He would like to have a fair, you know what I mean? Like, sort of trial or whatever, like a way to defend himself. He wouldn't like it if somebody just fucking like imagine you're doing a community Q&A and somebody's like, it's like asking like, John Oliver, is it true you shoved your fucking big nose into some woman's pussy or whatever? Like, I don't know why he would do that, but but like that's the thing that I was like, I got pissed at. Like, I'm like, too lost in the sauce.
He's
trying to be righteous like 24/7.
Just admit
like
you're not
Batman.
a good person. Everyone
Well, it doesn't mean it's about. It's just annoying.
Well, just admit. I don't know. I hate the like trying to like. Because here's what it comes down to. People are always trying to cancel everybody. And it's like that story in the Bible where Jesus is like, listen, if you're going to stone the prostitute to death, like, can I not stone you to death too for something you've done? Yeah. And that's just what I think of. I'm like,
me too.
Bro, you can, like, this is going to happen to you. Stop perpetuating the culture. Like, you're only ensuring this is going to happen to you.
Yeah.
Like, don't put yourself in that sphere. Like, be like one of those actors or whoever just minds their own business. Like Keanu Reeves, I'm sure he's done something weird at some point. Actually, he probably hasn't. Never mind. Not Keanu Reeves.
I was going to say, no, don't even joke about it.
But someone probably has, there's actors who have, like, done things and you just don't associate them with anything because they just mind their own business because they're like, oh, yeah, maybe I shouldn't try to step up and be the holier-than-thou person today. When you don't say anything,
then
they go after you.
Then it's like, oh, that's suspicious. Why are you not standing? Like, why are you not? Dude, like, how fucked up is it that they would keep asking, like, Jewish like people in the media like, oh, what's your stand on this Israel Palestine thing? I'm like, they don't live there, you motherfucker. They live in Beverly Hills, you idiot. Like, they went to Birthright once and they had some fun with some Jewish chicks and that was it. Like,
yeah,
they're acting like they're the fucking like they have a direct phone line to Netanyahu and then they could just fucking be like, hey, bomb these fucking Muslims because I want to release Grown Ups 3 or some bullshit. Like, it's like, what the fuck? Like, why did like I saw this thing where, I don't know why I follow like the H3H3 subreddit.
Bruh.
I honestly just to troll because they're very like cucky, and just lame. But like they posted like
cucky and lame.
Yeah, like somebody I like Ethan And but like, anyways, like he
Yeah.
posted like somebody posted like a thing or like, don't worry guys, I'm sure Ethan will tell us what his thoughts are on the conflict eventually. I'm like, why the fuck are you even like, what does obligation does he have to fucking tell you what he thinks or what he feels about
if
that? He's
anyone
not
has an
there.
obligation, it's Hila. She was in the Israeli Defense Force because it's
she
like mandatory. She's probably
exactly.
shot Muslim children.
No, she was forced to eat them. That's part of their that's part of their training.
Eat the Muslim children?
Yeah,
Oh.
you shoot them, fuck them, and eat them.
You're saying this with such a straight face that if I were a slightly dumber person, I would have been like, wow. And I would have posted about it on my Instagram.
Yeah, you've never seen that picture of, you know how there's a picture of Donald Trump Jr. posting with like a dead lion that he.
Right? That wasn't Donald Trump Jr. It was the other guy.
Eric Trump. Whatever.
Was it?
Who gives a fuck?
I thought it was someone not at all associated with them.
No, it was one of those fools. But anyways, maybe it's not a lion, but it's like posting with an animal. Well, Gal Gadot and Hila have the same picture, but it's a Palestinian kid.
Shut up.
No, but like I do think it's like fucked up. But and then somebody like told me it's actually like an anti-Semitic trope, and I'm like, okay, but also who decides that? Who decides what anti-Semitic trope? I was like, yeah, I feel like you can just kind of make shit up. I'm like, I think it's fucked up. I guess I was like, I'm sure that some people who do pressure like just random Jews into giving their opinion on like this conflict, I'm sure a lot of them have anti-Semitic, like a motivation or an idea, like an anti-Semitic idea behind their actions.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's inherently anti-Semitic. I just think it's more a part of this culture where like everybody has to have an opinion on everything, and if you don't have the right opinion, then to the
It's
gulag.
time to die. Dude,
the gulag with you.
They're going after anybody who's slightly Jewish and has not they're going. Haley Steinfeld, I guess, is like 1/18th Jewish. I saw a thing about canceling her, and the dude who played Bruce on Gotham, Davi Mizzou, he's like 19. He's younger than me, bro. He has to be like 19 or 20.
He's Jewish as fuck though.
Yeah, but they're like, I saw something
know.
trying to cancel him. I was like,
no, but he's in power. He has to know. If anybody has the Netanyahu WhatsApp, it's him. He probably texts him like bomb this place.
Bomb this place.
Because they gave me a shitty kebab once. Fuck 'em.
Yeah,
I'm Batman. Just bomb him.
You're trying to cancel some like 19-year-old, like, bro, like. Do you understand how irrelevant this is to his life? Like, as irrelevant to your life as it is.
Yeah, I saw.
Think about that.
I saw somebody like also post like a quote from like Adam Sandler, being like, "Yeah, of course I support Israel," but it looked like a quote from like a 2012 like People magazine.
It was probably
probably
an excerpt from "Don't Mess with the Zohan."
Yeah, exactly, and it's like, again, like, this is why like any sort of like being militant about like anything is kind of the same thing as being like a Jesus freak, which is that you're just switching what your religion is.
Yeah.
So if Adam Sandler truly is like, I'll support Israel no matter what, is like, come on, bro. But again, like, why are you asking?
At the same
time,
time,
does he strike you as somebody who understands or cares about? He doesn't even care about his own craft. He writes the movies with the fucking iPhone predictive text. You know what I mean? Like, you think he's involved in the geopolitical fucking complexities?
Yes. Adam Sandler's the one pulling the strings, bro.
I wouldn't be surprised. His character in Uncut Gems is basically Nazi propaganda.
It pretty much is.
Well, actually, is it? I don't know. Like, 'cause I read that the Jewish people are not supposed to own gold. So maybe he's like a cool Jew. I don't know how it works.
He has chains and blinged out Furbies.
He just reminded me of I went to get a watch fixed. I went to the I guess it's called Diamond District or the Jewelry District here in downtown.
Yeah.
And I just kept walking around. And I was like, damn, these motherfuckers all look like Adam Sandler. Like, they all dress like the same way.
Oh my god.
Listen, I just say, just nuke them both. See what kind of cool hentai they come up with.
I wonder if that's just like it's probably like
it's a side effect of radiation.
Yeah, it's just like a coping mechanism.
Yeah, exactly.
In Fallout, the video game, Fallout 5 is going to be about, like, one of the vaults is just obsessively making hentai.
Assassin's Creed 47. It
Right.
just takes place in the wasteland
Yes.
after Emily just decided to nuke Israel, but then she didn't realize that a nuke would destroy the entire area. But they were, was it? Shit, I don't even know. I just skimmed through headlines now. I just saw like Biden, send like he was like, oh yeah, fucking you get your fucking weapons, and I was like, what the fuck?
I
It's like-
love that dude being president so much. It's like
He's boring. He's
like
like
he
business
does
as
funny
usual.
things sometimes, dude. Like
Not
the
as much as
falling
he
down
did
the
in the
stair.
campaign though. In the
Yeah.
campaign, he was because you could see his retardation like everywhere.
That
Well,
is true.
that's
They're
not
like
fair.
hiding him.
His what would you call it?
Dementia.
Yeah, he has like I was gonna say his has a proper name. It's fucking dementia. It's not just general stupidity.
Yeah, if you were to
Um,
open his skull up, you probably would see like actual physical holes in the brain.
You'd probably see like a little green alien with like a fucking joystick. You would find Eddie Murphy inside just fucking controlling him.
Also dying off of a crack overdose.
Yeah.
Just trying to steer like
Just steer just fucking like he pressed the wrong button when he fell off the stairs. Dude, that
Yeah.
shit looks so bad. If I was fucking like Kim Jong-un or somebody, I'd be like, dude, let's just nuke him right now.
they're weak. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the fucking president, bro. Give me the launch codes immediately. It's over.
It's over.
Did you see that thing about somebody sent like I think it was China actually that sent some shit into space, and these fucking idiots didn't know where it was gonna land?
Yeah, it was China. Who else would it be? It was China, dude.
Yeah, it was China, right? And
They,
then
they,
it
and
landed
they
in
were
New
like,
Jersey.
this thing might land on Earth, and they just land in the water or something.
Yeah,
I mean, it might land on America. I said Earth. What's the difference?
yeah, it landed in next to New Jersey, and I was like, motherfuckers. I was like, when are we gonna what's the word I'm looking for? What is it? That bullshit that the UN does, where it's a stupid ass slap on the wrist.
Oh,
It starts with a C. Like
CBT.
Fucking
It's
what?
CBT.
No, constant. No, fuck. What's the fucking word, bro?
I don't know.
Condemn. It's like a I guess a legal term or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Are we gonna make them pay for the COVID stuff? You know what I mean? Like,
Bro, I think we
I don't
all
mean
know.
the Chinese people. I mean like somebody
The
has
Chinese
to pay
government.
for this. Yes, exactly.
I mean, I think I'm aware that rocket they launched up into space that crashed on Earth probably had the Venom symbiote attached to it. That's how it always comes to Earth.
Yeah.
It landed next to somebody in the park, and now they got the Venom symbiote on them. Did you watch? Oh, yeah, we talked about briefly, not on the podcast, but the Venom 2 trailer.
I mean, I never watched the first one.
I love the first one.
I'm not watching that bullshit. But
I love
but
the first one,
the
dude.
new trailer looks so fucking stupid. Like, it's just like his voice is now like.
His voice was perfect in the first one.
Yeah,
It's
his
so
voice now
good.
sounds like fucking Goofy.
It sounds like he's trying to do
Yeah.
like an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression.
Sounds like Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't know why they had him switch the voice. It was so good.
I don't.
I
The only
don't
thing
know.
is that Venom is not to me. Venom is not interesting without Spider-Man. He's not he's not that villain. He's not like the Joker where he's that interesting in himself that you could like actually make something solo about him. I don't.
You would have to do the Have you been keeping up on the recent stuff in the comics?
No, I don't. I always read stuff like years after like what the fuck?
So you don't know about Null or nothing like that?
About what?
There's a new character called Null. I've been reading about this story arc. It's pretty sick. He's like the god of the symbiotes. Like he's whatever planet they're from.
I saw a picture of him.
Yeah, he's their god. He came to
Yeah.
Earth and he like whooped all the Avengers. Like
Yeah.
you know Sentry?
Yeah.
That dude went like Super Saiyan on him and he ripped Sentry in half.
Oh, nice.
He murdered him. And I guess Venom recently killed him and took his power. So Venom is like he's a god now in the Marvel comics.
Jeez.
And he has like demon wings. He can fly around. It's pretty sick. So
Yeah, because I remember like the like symbiote planet like storyline and stuff like that.
yeah, it was expanding off of that. It's part of that Cullen Bunn's writing it, I think, because he did this sick story. It was a one-off where Eddie Brock's in a bar, and I guess something happens. He ends up picking a fight with Wolverine, and Wolverine's like beating down on him, and Venom's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, did you read that?" I
And
just
then
love
Venom takes over Wolverine, right?
No, because Wolverine whoops his ass, and then so Venom's like, "I'm Venom. Like, I've tortured Spider-Man. Like, I'm his arch nemesis." He's like, "Oh, really? You made Spider-Man sad?" He's like, "Do you know how horrible this dude's life is?" Yeah. So Cullen Bunn's been writing Venom recently. It's pretty good, but yeah, I don't know. He hasn't had like a long track record of great solo.
Even
stories.
if the comic is good, the movie does not look good.
Yeah.
I don't like the casting either of fucking Woody Harrelson as
Really?
Cletus Kasady.
That's like perfect.
Why the fuck would you pick a 60-year-old man to play?
Because it's Woody Harrelson, dude.
But he's not. He has a silly voice. He's not. He doesn't sound menacing.
Well, they're obviously going to put a modulator or something on him.
But
because
I meant
Cletus Kasady is supposed to be like a little psychopath, like
yeah, but he's also supposed to be like a scary redneck. He's supposed to be like the dad from Resident Evil 7. You know what I mean? Like he's supposed to be like that, like typical like Southern, inbred like rapist.
That is true. I don't know. I kind of liked what they were doing with him with like the Hawaiian shirt and the blazer. He looks like some kind of like out there like tweaker whatever psycho.
I don't know. I'm not gonna watch it. To me again, those characters are interesting when they're fighting Spider-Man because they're like, you know what I mean, like they're like a reflection of him. And also like, for example, like the Maximum Carnage storyline.
I don't know why they didn't do that title for the movie.
I don't know.
Why did they call it Let There Be Carnage? You literally had the
it's
best
such a
title.
Stupid fucking name too for the movie.
Maximum Carnage is the perfect title.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a fun video game on the Super
It was
Nintendo.
insanely difficult.
It was.
Yeah,
It was a fun game.
Yeah.
It's a great comic book. It had wasn't like Moon Knight and Captain America in it, and they helped him fight Venom. And
yeah,
that was sick.
Yeah, because and it also like in the comic book, Carnage kills like 3,000 people or some insane shit like that. Like he literally goes full white, and he has like an insane mass shooting. Yeah,
that was so awesome. They had to make a custom Super Nintendo cartridge that was like blood red just for the game.
Yeah,
they're like, we can't print this on the normal gray cartridge. Yeah. Blood red only.
This is gonna be metal.
Yeah, Carnage is just one of the few good leftovers of like 90s syndrome.
Yeah, dude. Well, speaking of 90s, bro, I had this thought in my head where I was like, I was trying to find something to watch, and I'm like, dude, I'm a fucking adult now. I could watch whatever I want. Right? No.
Damn.
No. That goes against God. Just kidding. I do watch porn. But anyways, no, I was like, why don't I just watch like every Stallone movie and every like Schwarzenegger
Yeah, I've
movie.
seen you posting them on your story.
Yeah, like I watched this movie called Raw Deal. Again,
are you sure it wasn't a porn?
Barely a title, right? Like you could tell they didn't give a fuck, and it was actually like it kind of reminded me of Jupiter's Legacy in this way that it was like almost good. Jupiter's Legacy is better, but this was the same thing where I was like, man, like this was so close
to being great.
To being like an actual like good movie. Dude, like like Schwarzenegger is just like he always has like the perfect like comeback for everything. He's never in any danger. You know what I mean? Like
typical Schwarzenegger.
No, but like you'll have movies like True Lies where like that's a legit like good movie. You know what I mean?
That is a good movie.
Or like Predator or Commando.
Commando's so sick.
Yeah, but like, dude, this movie is like. So, you're not gonna watch it, or no, probably not, right?
Just drop whatever.
Well, anyway, so like the movie's fucking stupid. It's basically like. The plot of the movie is like Schwarzenegger is now being like a sheriff in like some random town because he smacked the fuck out of like some pedophile and he broke all his bones or some shit. And somebody in the force was like, you are out of line. And then they were like, you have two options, resign or like he's like, you can be a sheriff in a small town or you will never, or you'll go to jail, because he was like an FBI agent. And then like his old FBI like partner or whatever, his son gets like killed in like some mob shooting, and he's like, I'll get you your job back if we do this undercover operation off the books. We have to like join this dude's like crew. But like Schwarzenegger like destroys like this dude's crew, like just like a one person job. And then like at the like almost at the end, they're like, oh, we're gonna do like a test, you know, like they're like, you have to kill a cop. And that fool's like, okay, you know, he's like trying not to blow his cover. And then when he gets there, it finds out that it's the FBI agent he was trying to help. So then after that, like he shoots like the mobsters, but they shoot the other guy. And then he goes up to it. He's like, no, stay, you could still live. And then that dude's like, please finish the job. He's like, I will do it. And then he goes and he murders every single mobster. Like he doesn't bring anybody to jail. He murders everybody. And then like after that, the FBI is like, you got your job back. I'm like, they just fired him for beating the shit out of a pedophile. Then he goes on a murder spree where he kills like 30 people. They're like, bro, he fucking nailed that shit. And they give him his fucking job back. It makes no sense.
That's amazing.
Yeah, dude. I watched Judge Dredd too.
Oh god.
Have you seen the OG one? It's a piece of garbage.
Like, I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen enough to know it's.
But the like production design and like the effects, they kind of hold up. Like it actually looks like a pretty like Dredd, you could see was somewhat limited by its budget, right? Because that's why they had to do it all in one building.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, if that crew, you know, that director and scriptwriter, if they had the insane budget that Judge Dredd had, dude, like it would have been like a cyberpunk movie.
Yeah,
because these fools had insane like amount of money, ridiculous.
What insanely famous like fashion designer did the costumes?
Oh,
for
Versace.
Dredd?
Versace
Versace
did
did the costumes for the Dredd
It
movie.
was like no wonder they look like fucking Nazis instead of cops. Some might say they're the same thing. All those black Nazis.
All those black, yeah.
They're Hispanic Nazis.
And then, yeah, I was thinking about that because I was about this earlier because, like, I mentioned I've been watching Banshee, which I just finished.
Yeah.
And, like, a big part of the show is, like, there's a bunch of neo-Nazis in the town and they're bad guys. And the neo-Nazis hate cops. And they always talk about them like, oh, yeah, realistically. I was like.
They're criminals.
Yeah, but in my head, I'm like, people are always like, the neo-Nazis and cops, they're basically the same thing. How I'm like, I mean, they kind of just throw them all in jail, don't they? Like,
yeah, like
it's like neo-Nazis are like, yes, the cops, my best friends. I'm like,
believe it or not, there is a difference between being like, I guess, somewhat like racist or prejudiced and being a fucking Nazi. Because that when you're a Nazi, you're basically making your racism your whole thing.
Yeah,
you know, you can be racist and that not be your whole thing. You know, like us.
Yeah,
it's a side gig.
Dude. Oh yeah, dude. Because okay, this is the hardest sell on the show, I think, in these days. The best character on the show is introduced at the end of season 3, and he's a former neo-Nazi who becomes a cop. And
Derek Chauvin. Of course.
His whole cell.
His special move is that he deals with all the criminals. He's like, watch this. See? They can't breathe.
His whole cell. And the probably most unrealistic thing on the show is that he's a cop and he's just covered head to toe in Nazi tattoos. Like he literally has like a swastika under his eye.
You gotta laser that shit, bro.
Yeah, well he is. That's like his whole thing on the show. Like the best part of the show is when he first comes up. Like he walks up to the two like cops because they're like trying to get a new deputy. Yeah. And like one of them's like, "Are you kidding me?" And he's like, I understand my appearance may be alarming, but this is like, and he has this like whole spiel he goes on like 3 times in the whole show.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, I'm getting lasered off. I don't know, minor spoilers, but at the end
don't spoil it, fool.
Damn it. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Something insane happens to him in season 3.
Let's just get into recommendations then.
Okay, do recommendations.
All right. Hold on. I got a sound effect for this.
Isn't your commendation already been the Schwarzenegger?
No. I have a legit. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me think of something cool. Oh, yeah.
Damn, super cool and modern. And trendy.
Shut up. All right, now you can continue. What is your what the culture bomb recommendation? Hold up.
Have you seen Brawl in Cell Block 99? This is gonna sound horrible.
All right, what is it? What's your recommendation?
Have you seen Brawl in Cell Block 99?
You're gonna kill me, but I did not like it.
I am gonna kill you. What the hell's wrong with you? That's like one of the best movies I've seen like the last.
I got bored. I got bored watching it.
How did you get?
I was
bored
like, when
of
does
that?
he go to prison?
How did you get bored of this masterpiece?
Because it was like 1 hour in. I'm like, go to prison, motherfucker.
Oh, was the shootout boring?
I don't know.
What is wrong with you?
I don't know. Honestly, I watched it when the quarantine just started, and I was just fucking pissed.
Just rewatch it because it's a masterpiece.
Horny.
Like
yeah,
it's a genuine masterpiece. Like it's the only thing that keeps it from being a perfect 10 for me is that it's such a painful, depressing, trudging watch that I don't think I can do it again without waiting like 10 years. But like it's supposed to be like it's genuine suffering watching. Like this is so unpleasant on every level, but it's so good.
I think that's what put me off of it because I was just in a really like bad place when I started watching. I was like, I can't.
You have to be in a good mood because it's a depressing movie on like every it's depressing. It's sad. It's like brutal and like hard to watch.
The first hour was pretty fucking bad.
It punishes you for watching it, but like at the end, I'm like, damn, this is because there's some sick fight scenes, like hand-to-hand fight scenes.
Yeah, I do remember
prison. The gunfight was incredible.
Don't spoil the whole fucking movie, bro.
You saw the gunfight. It's in the first hour.
No, I'm saying like we're doing recommendation. They're not gonna watch the recommendation. You spoil the whole fucking.
I just said there was a good fight and a good fight.
Yeah, but
it's called
now they know
Cell
that.
Block 99.
Now they know that. Who is it with?
Who's in it?
Yeah, who's in it?
Vince Vaughn.
All right.
The dude's a Why?
He's a great actor.
Why has he not been doing serious stuff his whole career?
Because he likes to talk fast. He's like, yeah, well, you know how it is. It's gonna be like this with me.
He's so because like, Hacksaw Ridge, season 2 of True Detective,
which he was the best of the whole fucking show.
Yeah, and
100%.
And this, it's like what the. He's such a good actor, and he's been doing this like wedding crashers and stuff like. And he's intimidating. He's huge. Like he's tall, and he's super buff in that movie. And he has a scary cross tattooed on his skull. Yeah, I will. It's probably at the
that's
level
why the movie was so painful for you to watch. It was like, I can't believe I'm not gonna get to suck Vince Vaughn's dick at the end of this. I should have known. This would just turn into Elijah's fantasies.
Yes, buff giant white guy scary cross tattoo. So yeah, everyone should watch it, and you should rewatch it when you're in a better mood because like that movie like blew me away. Like I was like at a loss for words at the end of it.
For sure.
And it seems like your type of thing too. But if you were in a bad mood, I understand. Like it would have put me out. It's really like it's like dragging yourself through mud, but it's worth it. Yeah. Now recommend Raw Deal.
No, I was gonna say a movie I told you to watch. Okay, so I watched this movie called I forgot. It's like City Slicker or City Rider or some shit. Yeah. I've just been watching like Hong Kong action movies. Mm-hmm. But I watched one I told you it's called Knockoff. Yeah, Knockoff. With Jean-Claude Van Damme and Rob Schneider. And listen, guys, I'm not gonna tell you like this ain't fucking The Departed. It's fucking crazy and it's silly, but like now that we're all about blowing everybody who's not white, I highly recommend this movie because you see a very like I don't know, like the thing that I love about watching these Hong Kong action movies is that they're so different from American films, but not in like the fucking artsy fartsy way, Like I don't feel like I'm watching fucking Moonlight. Yeah. Like I don't feel like I'm watching fucking Mother. You know what I mean? Like this feels like this is just next level. Like some movies feel like I'm basically watching like a live action cartoon. Like I don't know how to explain it. I'm just like, man, like this is way different. Like every film school should tell people to watch fucking foreign films, because this is like as crazy. Like not just like don't just watch fucking A24 stuff. You know what I mean? And like just be like, oh, this is the wildest shit ever. I'm like, at the end of the day, it's kind of still like a little bit traditional. Yeah. It's just that the writing and stories are better because they're not all like, based on some fucking John Grisham book. or whatever. Yeah, but like, man, like, yeah, if you guys just want like fucking old school action movies, Knock Off. It's pretty fucking good. It is in English, so don't worry about it. Everybody speaks it. All the American actors speak English, and then the Chinese actors, they're dubbed. So it's a weird movie where it's like half like everything is dubbed, but it does fit like the lips, of like Jean-Claude Van Damme and Rob Schneider, but it does look kind of like weird on the other ones. But honestly, you barely notice because they're just screaming half the time, some fucking Asian shit or whatever. It's fucking dope. It's fucking dope. Like I just been like going through like it's like these Hong Kong or these Chinese directors, and they just do wild shit. And yeah, that's my recommendation. Watch it and watch mine instead.
It will probably hurt you.
You actually look like fucking. You looked like before like Vince Vaughn
when I buzzed on my hair off the plane.
Exactly.
Sean King. Yes, very brave of me to do blackface on Miguel's skit show.
Yes, well, it was a massive success. We got 12 likes.
Nice.
I can't believe that I'm tanking my fucking career
over 12 likes.
Over 12 likes on a sketch show.
And my career.
Yeah.
Because I technically did do blackface without having to change my face at all.
Yeah.
Listen, here's the thing. It counts, I guess, in a way as doing blackface. Yeah, I looked exactly like Sean King, and I didn't have to do anything except for put on glasses, a chain, and a turtleneck.
Yeah, and you're the color of an Italian union worker.
Yeah. Well,
that's another episode, guys.
That is another
episode. Hope you
episode.
Liked it. I hope your life is better than ours.
Low bar.
Yeah.